Actually, I stand humbled in the presence of all the luminaries related to the sporting events. It's just been 3 months since I've taken over the Sports Authority. And in terms of playing the sport also, I never developed beyond the gully crickets that Sir was talking about. I am the Managing Director of Sports Authority and also holding charge of the Executive Director post in the Andhra Pradesh Industrial Infrastructure Corporation. So I have legs and feet in both the boards, but today in terms of CSR and contribution to sports, I represent SAP here. So I would put forward the perspective of the Sports Authority of Andhra Pradesh. I would limit it to the local challenges that SAP in Andhra Pradesh or sports in Andhra Pradesh faces. Since all of you, the very fact that you've taken the effort to participate in this program on a Sunday evening shows that you have a special interest for sport. So I won't spend too much time on what is the importance of sport, or the importance of sport to our society or community or a human being. We all know it's a direct link between the well-being and health of the human being in his own personal capacity, the community in terms of the health of the community, the social well-being of a community, the kind of interactions sport that develops, the kind of the participation that various stakeholders have, like the children, the mothers, the parents, coaches, officials. So the health of the community, the health of the society, and the contribution to a educated or disciplined state or a disciplined community. We also we also know the economic benefits of sports. I mean, although that is not projected much, not marketed much, but we also know what a thriving sport can do to the economy of a local community in terms of having camps, in terms of organizing tournaments. You know, not even in a large scale like the Commonwealth Day to Delhi, but small tournaments and small camps being conducted, the kind of economic impact they can have. That being the importance sport has, there has been also a changing perspective to sport. Sport is all, I mean, we've known sport has been along with, it's been there when civilization began probably. But sport was more of a recreational kind of a thing than limited to a few people who had interest in sport. But increasingly over the last few decades, we know that the perspective with which people look at sport has changed a bit. Not wholly, but probably, you know, sport is looked at as a way of life. Sport is looked at much more than mere recreation or mere competitions. So that being the perspective with which we look at sport, the corporate social responsibility also is a developing idea. It's there have been a lot of corporates which have sponsored sport, largely cricket, but still there have been a few corporates which took some interest in community development through developing and promoting sporting activity. But CSR is still a developing idea over the last couple of decades, where we realize that economic development needs to be sustainable in the sense it needs to be inclusive. So that though a very abstract word a couple of decades back, sustainable development is what probably propelled this idea of corporate social responsibility. Initially there were guidelines on what the corporate social responsibility should be like, and now we have stipulations that so much of your either profits after tax, whatever need to be spent on corporate social responsibility. But again, corporate social responsibility, as the speakers before me have said, is still narrow-minded in the sense corporate social responsibilities looks at the depressed sections of the society. Corporate social responsibilities looked at, economic development needs to be broad-based, so look at the depressed sections of the society and invest in core areas like health, sanitation, education, which are of course the most important. I would definitely never say that corporate social responsibility in sectors like core areas like health, education and sanitation, etc. are not required, but somehow sport has never been looked at as a corporate social responsibility, largely because probably we have not been able to promote sport as a social responsibility. Sport is still seen as a competition, an individual excellence kind of a field. So that being the state of CSR at present, we would probably have to look at matching the needs of sport, needs of promoting and developing sport, and what the corporate sector can do. Now if somebody approaches the corporate for any kind of assistance, the corporate would still look at what do I get out of promoting this event. I mean, if I ask a corporate for promoting a kabaddi tournament, probably the corporate would not be forthcoming as it would if it was for a 10K run or the Hyderabad Biking Club, where the exposure that they get is more. I'm not blaming the corporate yet, but as I told you, we still look at promoting sport as probably, promoting, it's like changing the head of account of your marketing account and putting it in CSR. So with this background, there are a few challenges that sport in at least Andhra Pradesh we experience. The feeder channel to our sporting system is still the schools, and we don't have too many sporting academies or sporting schools which combine education, the formal education and the sporting thing. So feeder channel still being schools, the infrastructural facilities at schools are pretty bad, almost lacking. Now the new scheme of Government of India, the PICA scheme, provides a possibility of improving infrastructure to a basic level, like creating a play field, creating some basic minimum equipment. But if you're looking at sport needs some infrastructure. Now that infrastructure, we are not able to broad base across all schools. So private schools probably have now, but across the state, if you're looking at across the state, the infrastructure in the feeder channel is missing. So basically you don't have sportsmen coming out of schools. The formal education system has failed to recognize sport as important as, it's always an extracurricular activity and not a curricular activity. So rather than thinking big, corporate social responsibility at the scale of promoting IPL, the corporates at the district level or at the state level, the corporates can look at a small way of funding schools. We see a lot of NRIs coming back, alumni associations coming back, and coming up with schemes like providing blackboards and benches. That being there, we can also look at the corporate involvement in increasing or augmenting the infrastructure that we have in schools related to sport. This again would be the responsibility of the local government, in the sense probably the district administration or the state administration has to project it to the corporates before the corporates by themselves come out and volunteer to do this. The second thing is the sport activity in states like us is still very restrictive, in the sense we don't have too many women playing yet. It's still more of a boys kind of sporting scene in the schools and colleges level. So a corporate probably can look at taking an issue of especially promoting women's sports, like organizing women tournaments or women. There have been one or two tournaments like that, but some look at how to remove that restrictions that we have. Economically underprivileged sections also largely stay out of sport, because playing any sport, playing even anything like badminton or cricket would need some expenditure from the player side, which the parents might not be forthcoming to put in. One, because we have not been able to really market the importance of sport to the parents. Two, the parents have their own limitations. So corporate responsibility probably can be looking at expanding the base of sport entry, in the sense, like as I said, probably girls, promoting girl children to play more, somehow coming up with initiatives which promote including the economically backward sections. Then there are a lot of infrastructure gaps which again the corporates can look at. I have stadiums. We have world-class stadiums built at costs of 200 crores, 300 crores at Gachibowli, Sarojnagar, Yusufgura, but the utilization of those stadiums is very minimal. That is a huge gap for me, because I don't have revenues to utilize them on a regular basis, on a continuous basis. So although I have a huge capital expenditure committed and I have infrastructure, world-class infrastructure in place, are not able to use it on a regular basis, we are not able to allow people to come and play, come and use our infrastructure. As of now, we have a pay and play scheme where people like me or people who've retired come and pay that money and use the facilities. But that actually is not promoting sport. Sport is where I would want younger boys and girls to come and play sport as a serious activity. Then the infrastructure gaps also show in our inability to conduct camps for children, like special camps where you can spot talents, nurture talents. Inability of SAP or inability of sports department in the state to conduct camps or to promote sport at the basic level. I'm not talking about promoting excellence, but at a basic level, at the entry level, at the sub-junior, junior level. There are no regular camps, there are no regular tournaments that are conducted to help them. Participation in the tournament eventually is where the pride of a player comes out. I mean, that is where the player wins, player participates. The pride of participation, the competitiveness, that is one area where SAP is, where there is a gap in SAP. So largely these infrastructural gaps, the small gaps in the policy guidelines of the government, these are what the corporate can fill, look to fill in our scheme right now. Because as I told you earlier, the CSR right now is looking at the sponsorships, where sponsorship with the logo of the company coming, probably promoting them. I'll just relate one small incident where an anecdote kind of where we approached a particular bike manufacturing company for an event like the bicycling event or a 10K run, and they would rather sponsor events in colleges, but not just because that is not their target group. So rather than sponsoring events, we would want corporates to partner with us in filling these gaps and probably doing it. We have this Olympic Gold Quest program. So just a couple of words in that. They have identified a few players whom they want to promote for the Olympic gold. Although the government spends, even if it is in a private academy, the government spends, let's say, about 20 lakhs. Let's take the case of Saina Nehwal or Sindhu being promoted to achieve that gold at the Olympics. The government is spending 20 crores on the badminton team, but unable to fill that critical gap which now the Olympic Gold Quest needs to fill with probably 10-20 lakhs. So I have a stadium, I have a world-class badminton stadium, but we don't have enough shuttles. We don't have a coach who probably will not work at the 16,000, 20,000 that we pay, a coach who works at 75,000. So the gap of that 35,000, the additional 3 barrels of shuttles that are required. Now the team goes to an international event, participates. Probably the team needs to go 4-5 days in advance and acclimatize, but government guideline is they go 1 day in advance. So although we pay for 1 day in advance, 9 days of tournament, 1 day later, additional 2 days which can be pitched in, filled in by a corporate, can be a kind of partnership that we can look at. We can also look at, since we have these world-class infrastructural facilities with us, we can also look at a corporate taking a facility to itself. A corporate taking over probably the Yusuf Guda infrastructure and running the camp. Because although we have the infrastructure, we might not be able to attract the best coaching facilities, the best officials, the best paramedical people, the physiotherapists, things like that. So either the corporate can take a facility from us, partner with us, and promote a sport. Gachibowli, we have the best turfs possible for hockey. But that turfs largely lie unused because we are not able to maintain it on a day-to-day basis. So if very rarely, once or twice a year, somebody wants to conduct a tournament there, we allow them to use it on some payment basis. So if a corporate can come forward, it's not a large expenditure because most of the expenditure has already been committed. So it's that operational expenditure with the gaps in coaching facilities and small infrastructure or small utilities that are required. That can be one way we can look at a corporate taking over a facility and promoting the sports in that. or a model that we were looking at earlier also, taking up a sport. A corporate can take up a sport and promote it in all the infrastructures that we have. So there are a few models of CSR apart from what the present scenario is. We've been trying to contact them. So I hope we go beyond just sponsorships and giving away trophies and things like that, because sponsorships, giving monetary rewards help only the people who have reached a certain point and need to be rewarded for their excellence. So corporate responsibility, the corporate funding would be more welcome at broad-basing the promotion of sport at a much local level rather than funding big events. So these are the few things I thought in the limited 3 months, the gaps that I identified in our system, in our organization. So probably with more ideas coming from the gathering here, we would probably more intensify efforts at roping in corporate funding and taking sport further. Thank you. I thank Sai Baba Garu for giving me this opportunity.